Now, Chief Meteorologist James Sahara and Storm Track 8 weather, sponsored by Mid-America Basement Systems.
Bringing back the chill.
Yes, not good.
Not awesome.
We got a little spoiled with all those 60-degree plus temperatures, but yeah, as we go through the rest of the week, it's going to kind of stay chilly before things really improve nicely. And we got one more round of snow to go. Could be the last hurrah of snow.
Ta-da.
We'll see how that all turns out. Currently, we're seeing numbers in the 20s out there. It's been pretty much there just about the entire day. The coldest spot right now over in Galena at 20 degrees. Enough of a wind, too, to keep those wind chills in the teens. Now, fortunately, those winds will ease up overnight, and the skies are already clearing as we speak. That will set the tone for a pretty cold night. Overnight lows, you can see by 7 a.m. will be dropping in the teens, though where we are still seeing some of that snow-covered ground to our north, like around Galena, near Rockford, Savannah, likely see those temperatures drop in the single digits. There's a clearing that we expect to see just to our north and west that'll be making its way across to Tuesday, but already we're noticing our next chance for snow, and it's already located around the Pacific Northwest. Here's the path of this as we see going in the next 24 hours or so. By the time we get to tomorrow, it will be mainly just around the Dakotas, and then it will make a track to the south and east, staying just north of the two-state as we head into Wednesday night. So the key will be that track as far as how much snow we could potentially see, and basically who will have the best chance for seeing that snow as well. Here's our future track, 8 o'clock in the morning. That system, by the time we get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, will still be well off to the west. Ahead of it, we start seeing some more clouds increase, and that will be expected during the afternoon hours. So after a sunny morning, we start seeing those clouds increase, thicken, and lower, and that will eventually give way to the snow. So as far as the daytime, should be fine. No worries about any snow. Numbers will only, though, climb their way in the 30s because of this cool northwest flow that we'll continue to see. Muscatine will go about 36 for your daytime high. Clinton, Sterling Rock Falls, about 34 for your high. 34 degrees over in Princeton, maybe as warm as 38 degrees from Galesburg westward into Mount Pleasant. And the Quad Cities, we're going to look for a daytime high of just 35 degrees. Winds won't be too bad, but certainly below the norm, which is around 41 degrees. So let's go to talk about the timing of that snow. Going to start the clock at around 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. That's when we start seeing some of those clouds roll in. As we get to the evening hours, we start saturating that air enough to the ground that we start seeing the first of the snowflakes take place. That will continue for most of our hometowns as we hit around midnight. The challenge with this, like I said, will be the track because the rain-snow line is going to be pretty close, and that will have a bearing as far as those snowfall amounts are concerned heading into this time period. Last of the snowflakes should be ending sometime during the early morning hours on Thursday, giving way to mostly cloudy skies for the rest of our Thursday. Now, as far as snowfall amounts are concerned, there may be some tweaking here in the next 24 hours, and I wouldn't be surprised about that. But right now, solid 1-2 inches of snow in many of our hometowns, maybe in some spots just a little bit better than that, though we'll see how much moisture is going to be thrown in this system once it eventually gets here heading into tomorrow night. So expect some tweaks. I put these snowfall amounts on my Facebook page, so get a chance to check that out. Not as brisk as we head into night, a much colder night it will be. Low's going to drop down around 16, then after a sunny start, clouds will be increasing. Snow comes in after sunset. Your daytime high about 35 degrees. And we'll keep the chill in our forecast for the rest of the work week, but heading in the weekend and early next week, what a turnaround that we see. In fact, by this time next week, we're going to be talking about daytime highs in the 60s. We may be talking about some spring thunderstorms in the forecast.
Really?
And that will be a nice turnaround indeed.
So how do we describe this? Is March coming in like a lion or a lamb or?
Well, everyone's talking about the fact that it's
sheep?
coming in like a lion because of the brisk air that we're dealing with, the cold and the little snowy conditions that we may be seeing.
And so that means it goes out like a?
Probably like a lion or maybe even a lamb. I know it's a folklore, so
small
we would
puppy.
like to see it as a lamb. That would be nice.
All right. Just got to get that stuff all
Tough
settled.
question.
I know.
Top football coaches at Ivy League universities are considering banning tackling outside of actual games. The league's coaches agreed to a move in a vote last week, according to the New York Times. However, a spokesman for the 8-school conference says the change has only been discussed and is not approved in any way. The talk of banning tackling during practice comes as concerns grow that head injuries can take a severe toll on players' mental acuity as they age. Title game win, definitely something to celebrate.
But it's important to make sure, wait, have you actually won first? After taking a 1-point lead in a championship game, the Broncos stole the ball away from the Chargers. The Broncos player then throws the ball in the air to run down the clock. The team then starts celebrating, piling on top of each other in the middle of the court, but just wait. The player from the opposite team catches that ball, calls a timeout, leaving 1 second on the clock. Inbound pass, quick layup, wins the game for the Chargers. So kind of a whoopsie there. Got to make sure the clock's totally out.
Wow.
Just ahead in sports tonight, Rock Ridge and Newman collide with much more on the line.
And Spartan setback. The road to state runs through a familiar foe for Pleasant Valley. Matt's coming up next with News 8 Sports.